Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's your boy Ruben, and you know what it is. New week, new video. It's been a minute. Glad to be back. And I know y'all didn't think I was going to miss this, right? So working on new content. Definitely stay tuned. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. But let's get into it. This is for my Knicks fans. And y'all know what it is all day, every day. And it's another Knicks victory, Knicks dub, Knicks tape. Jalen Brunson burner, big body. You know what it is, Mr. Clutch. And I'm tired of the disrespect, right? A lot of people had us getting swept. A lot of people have us not having a chance. And I let you guys know, because I usually do these before the playoffs. I did pick the Knicks to go to the finals. One of the few that did it. I did. And don't get it twisted. While I am hype about yesterday's victory, it's not like a beat my chest thing. It's not like I just know, yeah, we're going to the finals. I just felt like, okay, if certain things roll a certain way, like I feel like we're good enough to beat the Celtics. And if we're good enough to beat the Celtics, we're good enough to beat anybody. And so why do I feel that way? Because a lot of people will point to you were 0-4 coming into the playoffs. And what I try to explain to people is I thought we could have beat the Celtics last year when we were technically an inferior team. Now, some of us that, loved that team last year really thought that, some of y'all really think that we're inferior to last year. And we're not quite as gritty as last year, but we're not less talented. We actually have two players that, are in fact better than last year's core to make us better as an overall team. One of them is Cat. And if you've heard me speak about him, I'm not the biggest Cat fan, but he is an upgrade. He is also a 7-footer. Provides a size. And then the other's Mikal Bridges. A lot of people did not like the, return that the Nets got from us. But I thought it was worthy considering that he was kind of the final piece to the puzzle, right? And so now what we have is, and I kept trying to say to people is, we got two people that are perfect matches for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Now, the rest of the stuff kind of has to bear out, but Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown now have guys that can defend them, and that's not even factoring in, Josh Hart. They can switch. And then what our advantage is that we are taller than them. We are bigger than them. We have two 7-footers with Cat and Mitchell Robinson. And the reason I felt like we would be able to beat them is because I think we have distinct advantages in certain spots. Don't get it twisted. Top to bottom, the Boston Celtics, from a talent perspective, are the better team. But I feel like we have advantages that if we press those advantages, we win, and every time. And that advantage is in rebounding. That advantage is also in grittiness. What the Celtics have had trouble with, which before last year, part of the reason they couldn't break through until last year, really, in terms of winning the championship, because I do know that they, lost the championship to the Warriors, is they didn't have, they're a pretty team, for lack of a better way to say it, which actually is just another way of saying finesse. They're a pretty team. They lack the requisite toughness and grittiness that is typically required to win a championship. Now, the difference last year was twofold. One, and the biggest difference, in my opinion, they owe that ring to Jrue Holiday, who provided that grittiness, toughness, the things that they were missing. The guy that goes and gets those 50-50 balls. The guy that hits timely jumpers. The guy that makes the key stop. That does a lot of the ugly things, this switchable, take on all the roles that, other people don't want, that allow the pretty guys to be pretty, right? And when I say that, I'm mostly talking about Jason Tatum. Because at his core, I used to love Jason Tatum coming out, because when you look at him, he's such a clean prospect, height, size, handle, shot, right? But there's just something between the years that he can't seem to put it all together, right? He wants to be Kobe, but he just isn't at the end of the day. And I think they were able to fill in the gaps with talent, and that grittiness from Jrue Holiday helped get them that ring. Now, here's the problem. We're a more traditional traditionally built team, right? We have a team full of dogs. Jalen Brunson's a dog who to this day is still getting disrespected, even though he's won clutch player of the year, even though he by far is lapping the field damn near in fourth quarter points. Even though he continues to just shine. He's second in scoring in the playoffs behind Giannis. And, you know, beyond him, Josh Hart, dog. OG, dog. Mikal, dog. None of these guys were revered guys. Like, none of them were looked at as top picks, top talents, or anything like that, right? But they've come together to form this unit that really got it out of the mud. OG really worked on his craft to become a good offensive player. Same with Mikal. Same with Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart's just a Swiss Army knife. He provides all the things Drew Holiday provides, right? So long story short, we won the game by sheer grit and making the cleaner plays. The Boston Celtics missed a historic amount of threes, and it showed up. Now, I do pick this team to go 7. However, game 2 was critical. I thought if we were going to win, we needed game 1, and we wrapped that up. But we'll see what happens. But Mixtape, y'all know what it is. Holla at your boy. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And all I need in this series, period, all we need is to make it to the fourth quarter, because you know what our boy's going to do. And if they want a double, triple, we got the dog, OG, to hit those shots. And then Cat, anything he does is just butter from there. All right, y'all. Peace out.